I made a video quite a while ago, and in that video I mentioned that I do Amazon FBA. And ever since then, people have been commenting that they want me to make an Amazon FBA video. So that being said, if you're someone who lives in a van, an RV, or a truck camper, or anything that moves for that matter, then starting an Amazon FBA business can potentially be very lucrative. Amazon FBA is the perfect business because not only do they do the customer service, the shipping and receiving, as well as customer returns and customer service, payments, etc. But they also give you the flexibility to travel inside your van and do pretty much everything that you want. We all know what Amazon is, but FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. Fulfillment by Amazon includes shipping your product, receiving your product, doing the returns, doing the customer service. Although some customers will email you direct and you're going to have to respond back to them, but I would say 99% of the time, Amazon takes care of all that other stuff. As an Amazon seller, you have two options. You can do Fulfilled by Merchant or you can do FBA. Although I do recommend the FBA route for its convenience and for the fact that you can save a lot of time. Although FBA is going to cost you a lot more money than fulfilling it by merchant. So that's what FBM stands for, Fulfilled by Merchant. And you would pretty much do Amazon's job. So you would store the merchandise, and as soon as the customer places the order, you would ship it out yourself. And of course, if you're living inside of a van or an RV or whatever that we talked about already, and you would probably get yourself a storage unit to work out of, but you're gonna have to figure that out as you go. My personal recommendation would be to go the FBA route, even though it does cost more money. The great thing about Amazon FBA is that if you choose to go this route, Amazon has partner carrier rates, and most of the time you would be using UPS. So if you're bundling your products and shipping it directly to Amazon, the partnered carrier rates are about 80% off what you would pay for UPS rates if you were to go to a store and do it yourself, or if you would do it directly through your computer. So that's one of the benefits I like about shipping your products directly to FBA, is that partner carrier rates are really inexpensive and very competitive. And I would say by far the biggest benefit of running an Amazon FBA business is the freedom that comes with it, because as I mentioned before, I'm a content creator, and the only reason I could be a content creator on YouTube with all the different channels that I have is that Amazon frees up my time. So orders are shipped out, orders are received by Amazon, customer service is done, returns are done, etc., etc. And the only job I have is that I need to replenish my stock, run my pay-per-click search engine optimization once in a while, and of course, all the other things that come with running a day-to-day business, which is really not a lot. And I would say I probably spend anywhere between 7 to 10 hours per week doing it. And then the majority of my time is spent creating YouTube videos, living my life, and hanging out with Rambo, I guess. So step number one, figure out if you want to do retail arbitrage or you want to do Amazon FBA. Now let me introduce you to retail arbitrage because this is how I started doing Amazon in 2014. What I did was I went to all the main popular stores out there, Kohl's, Walmart, etc., and I used the Amazon scanner app. And all I did was, you see these barcodes in the back? You scan these barcodes, Amazon finds it inside of its store, and then you punch in what it costs you and then how much it is to send it to Amazon, and Amazon will tell you what your profit is going to be. And so that's retail arbitrage. You would go to stores and you would scan hundreds of items, and then you would bring them back inside your car or your van or whatever, and then organize all these things inside of your storage unit or wherever you have set up. So this is called retail arbitrage. You're basically buying low and selling high on Amazon. There is a lot of competition. The same thing that you're doing, 100 other people are doing as well, but don't get thrown off by that because it's very lucrative. And so if you have $100 to start out with, which is not a whole lot to start an Amazon FBA business, you can go to any store you want, scan items, buy $100 worth of merchandise as a test, and send it to Amazon and see how much profit that you can make. And number two, you can do private labeling, which is pretty much buying from a wholesaler. And you're buying products from a wholesaler that you're going to be purchasing at least 500 to 1,000 at a time. But the negative part about this is that you're creating a brand new brand from scratch. No one really knows about you. No one knows about your brand. No one knows about your product. So you're going to have to advertise in the beginning. Step number two, finding the right products, because this right here is going to take you a whole lot of time, and I guarantee you that all the other steps are going to be done very quickly, but this is really the challenging part, which is finding the products. So if you're not doing retail arbitrage, and you're doing wholesaling or private labeling, then finding the products are probably going to be the most challenging aspect of starting a business for the first time. If I had to start in 2024, this is exactly how I would do it. There are three particular categories on Amazon that I would buy products for because these are the fastest moving categories. You have the beauty and personal care category, the clothing, shoes, and jewelry category, and then you also have the home and kitchen category. These are the three categories that I recommend for you. Since I've been selling on Amazon since 2014, I've been selling in the home and kitchen category because those products move really, really quickly. Now you might be thinking to yourself, how do I know if a product is going to sell a lot or a little? That's where sales estimators come in, because you want to figure out what your sales velocity for a particular product is going to be. So let's just say you want to sell trinket A, and you also notice that trinket A is also selling on Amazon. It's very similar, or it might be exactly the same one. So you could take a look at the bestseller rank of that particular product and then punch it into a sales estimator, which I'll link down below. It's not mine, but it's a third-party website, sales estimator, and it's going to tell you for that particular category and for that bestseller rank how many of those units are moving per month. And then, from there you can pretty much figure out what your cost is, what your profits are going to be, and how much your take-home pay is going to be at the end of the month. My personal recommendation is to focus on products with fast turnaround times, and that means finding products with a low BSR, otherwise known as bestseller rank. The other recommendation I have for you is to look for products that are 2 pounds or less. And the reason why I say this is because not only is it lighter to ship, let's just say, for example, you're shipping products from China or the US, it doesn't really matter where, but lighter products are going to cost you less, therefore it's going to be more money on your bottom line. Number two, when you ship this product to Amazon and then Amazon ships it to your customer, Amazon is going to charge you less fees because the item is small and light. Now, if you decide you don't want to do private labeling or wholesaling, because those two are pretty much the same, and you want to do retail arbitrage, then the stores that I recommend that you purchase from are Walmart, Target, Kohl's, and Marshall's. Those are the top stores that I recommend that have a lot of great products that are moving constantly. As I mentioned before, you can use the Amazon Seller app to scan products, or in your phone's app marketplace, you can probably find a better app that works better for you. But you don't have to do that. You can simply use Amazon's built-in app. For retail arbitrage, I recommend that you look for products that are 70% or higher profit rate. As far as profit margin thresholds, the recommendation that I have for you is for retail arbitrage, find products with 70% or higher profits. It's definitely possible to do. On some occasions, I found products that were 200, 300% profit. But throwing some caution into the wind here, when you're sending these products directly to Amazon, just keep in mind that there are 20 other people doing the exact same thing that you're doing. So when you send in your product, you may not have other sellers competing with you, but in a matter of a few days, you might have 10 other sellers. So it's your choice to either wait out until their products sell out or compete with them and lower your prices. So that's why I recommend 70%, because if you start out at 70%, you may end up at 40% in the long term. As far as private label, highly recommend that you go for 100% profit or more, because remember, your product and your brand is completely brand new. So you're going to have to market your product, you're going to have to create brand new images for your product, and the list goes on and on. So if you start out at 100%, then maybe at the end of the day, when all of your expenses are done, you have anywhere between a 30 to 50% profit at the end of the day. And that was step number 2. I forgot to mention it, but step number 3 is finding your supplier. Next to finding your product, the next hardest thing is probably finding the supplier. But trust me when I tell you this, there's tons of suppliers out there, so it shouldn't really be a problem. My recommendation is for you to search on Google. And if you don't have very good luck with Google, you can always do Alibaba. Alibaba has Chinese suppliers. I know a lot of you guys are just not into buying from the Chinese or supporting them because they're communists or whatever. That's entirely up to you. You can buy from the US and sell within the United States as well. The choice is all yours, so it's either Alibaba or Google. And of course, don't forget, if you're doing retail arbitrage, your suppliers are literally next door. You can take your van or your RV or whatever that you have, and you can stop at Walmart, Target, Kohl's, etc., and start scanning products. I did it for an entire year, and quite honestly, even though I hate shopping, it's a lot of fun just going out there and just scanning products and finding gold out there, because that's all this is. This is like literally looking for gold, because you're scanning products and you get super excited when you find something with 80, 100, 200% profit. And you're like, wow. So you continue to add products into the shopping cart. And by the time you know it, you have $500 worth of products in your shopping cart. And people are wondering, what the heck is this guy doing with all this stuff? It's a lot of fun, trust me. And then finally, step number 4. And step number 4, quite honestly, is optional. You don't have to do this, but I recommend that you use Amazon's warehousing and distribution. And what this basically means is you're using Amazon FBA and you're using them to store your products and ship your products. And of course, you're going to be able to use them to ship from overseas directly to the United States if you choose to go that route. Amazon's warehousing and distribution, otherwise known as AWD, will allow you to not only ship your products, but within the Seller Central interface, you can take a look at your SKUs, you can set your replenishments, and Amazon from its warehouse will take your products and send it to all the other Amazon warehouses. So this way you never run out of products. Your main job is to make sure that your products are supplied to Amazon's warehouses, and then Amazon will take care of all that other stuff for you, which frees up your time. And this is the reason why you're doing FBA, because it's a lifestyle business at the end of the day, and AWD makes it a lot easier for you. The next thing I recommend is to continue to reinvest your business. Don't take the profit, put it in your pocket, and go on a spending spree. Take the profits and buy more products and reinvest into your business and grow it. And lastly, don't wait until you know everything before you begin, because trust me, you're going to get into this cycle of trying to figure out everything before you begin, and then years will pass by and you'll never start. One thing I always tell people about business is that business is simple, but people are complicated. Business is really not all that difficult because there are a number of steps, and I've given you those steps. And so if you're finding it difficult to begin, start with step number 1, go to step number 2, and just try it out. If you make money in the beginning, great. You have a good start. But if you don't, figure out what you did wrong and then improve on the next one and continue to go. The worst that can happen is that you spend $100 and you lose 20%, which is $20. You can do it again next week or next month or whenever you want it. But at least you started. And the final thing I want to leave with you is that I'm not going to continue to post Amazon FBA videos. This is just a video for subscribers. So for anyone that has asked, this video is for you. But this is a van life channel. It's about Rambo and I just traveling places and having a lot of fun and just basically goofing off. But if you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Take care. Ciao for now.